St. Johns County peer, and he's going to be our first speaker tonight, which is no small measure. Let's give him a warm welcome for Bocce Bob as he comes up to do our first talk tonight. I just gave him that nickname. He didn't even know it. I'm so excited.
Buonasera. Okay. How many bocce players do we have in the crowd tonight? Oh, we got a few. Well, that's good to hear. Okay. All right. So if you played, you know how much fun it is. But if you haven't played, I'd like to introduce you to a simple game of strategy and skill that you can get out on the green with your family and friends. About 20 years ago, a retired PE teacher, Mario Pagnoni, published The Joy of Bocce. He touted the sport as a way to get people outside, get some exercise, enjoy some camaraderie. His book and his legend inspired me to share some bocce stories with you this evening. Bocce and related games go back a long way. People have been throwing rocks and stones and balls at targets for a long, long time, since Egypt, Greece, and Rome. The games even became so popular with soldiers that they were banned. It was interfering with military training. Too much fun. Ball sports came to America with the English game called bowls, from the French word boule, for ball. Players threw their balls on short grass towards a target. Some say that these grassy areas are the precursors to the modern lawn. The New York City subway system passes through the Bowling Green station. This is the site of the first public park in New York, built in 1733, which contained a lawn bowling green. And legend has it that George Washington even had a lawn bowling green at Mount Vernon in the 1780s. At the turn of the 19th century to the 20th century, bocce became, as we know it in America, brought over by the Italian immigrants. It became popular in so many communities. And bocce became so popular, there were so many different ways to play. They were as varied as the communities that the immigrants came over from. My personal bocce story begins with fond memories from the summer of 1969 in my home state of Connecticut. That's where Johnny and Jeffrey Malucci taught my brother and me to play bocce in their backyard. We spent many an afternoon on the green of their backyard. So how do you get started with bocce? It's easy. First, the equipment. A set consists of a little ball called the Polino and larger balls, 4 green and 4 red. You can pick one up from anywhere from $50 to $250, and the sky's the limit as far as how much you want to spend. Teams consist of 1, 2, or 4 players. One team starts by tossing the Polino and then by tossing one of their larger balls at the target. Then the second team throws one of their balls at the target and tries to get closer. Next, the team that's furthest from the ball keeps throwing until they get their ball closer or until they run out of balls. When both teams have finished all of their balls, the frame is ended. And you always have to have a measuring tape nearby because the close calls really have to be arbitrated very quickly. To score, the inside team counts how many of their balls are closer to the Polino than the next opposing ball. That count is the score for the frame. And you continue on with ensuing frames until a team reaches the point total for the win. So, who can play bocce? Well, just about anybody. No age limits. This team won a bocce tournament that my son and I organized at a YMCA camping event, as you can see, several years ago. You can see the 5-year-old son proudly displaying the coveted golden balls that he won with his dad. The International Paralympic Committee has a version of the game called Bocce, which makes the sport even more accessible. Players compete in classes according to their ability to perform. They receive accommodations such as coaching and special equipment such as ramps to roll the balls. And where can you play bocce? Just about anywhere. In St. Johns County, we're blessed by nature and the Army Corps of Engineers with about 40 miles worth of courts. You don't need anything formal. Just about any stretch of sand, beach, or your backyard, anything green. There are also public bocce courts throughout the county. At the St. Johns County Pier, the local lodge of the Sons and Daughters of Italy constructed the courts, and they've been recently refurbished. Just stop by the pier shop and they'll be glad to loan you a set of bocce balls so you can play. On a recent trip to Palm Beach County, I visited a local Italian market featuring Cafe Bocce. This is an area where you can enjoy a game along with your lunch. Courts have become very popular in resorts and private clubs, as well as purpose-built bocce event spaces. Think of Top Golf for Bocce. Bocce leagues are also very popular. For over 30 years, Key West has sponsored the southernmost bocce league on courts with a sunset view. During the season, over 60 teams and 250 players compete 4 nights a week. League play was resurrected last fall at the pier, with teams starting spring play this coming Monday. Pictured here is my team, the Bocce Galoops, loosely translated as the Idiots of Bocce. We finished 4th last year, so wish us some luck. And what would any sport be without a governing body or 2 or 3? These groups establish rules and sponsor tournaments, contributing to the overall growth of the sport. Whether it be local, national, or international, there's an organization that wants to put you on the green. So I hope you enjoyed learning about bocce and its history, and that I've inspired you to get out on the green with your family and friends. And if you didn't like my talk here, I only ask one thing. Por favore, non mi rompere I coglioni. Grazie. Please don't bust my balls. Thank you.
Amazing. Let's give it up for Bocce Bob. That was